Okay, so today's my last day in Austin. Yeah, more partying. My voice is getting worse, isn't it? Oh my. So, gonna be heading into Portalarium today. It's gonna be good. And in fact, it's kind of really good timing because I got from Play Money documentary, got an email from them this morning, basically scheduling a meeting to talk about wrapping up the filming of the documentary. And since we're getting back into the real money trade again with Shroud of the Avatar, which is, it's just coming like full circle. And so how fitting that I'm out here doing this right now and be seeing Richard Garriott later today. And I think that I don't know, it's all sounding great. They're going to be, it looks like, filming the remainder of the documentary that they've been filming for 7 years now. I think it's 7 years. Man, pretty incredible. And looking forward to that. That documentary coming out, it'll be a feather in my cap. I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, now onward, heading down to Portalarium.
The first stand-up meeting of the day for the artists. We got plenty of people today. You don't need to skip anything, but keep it tight. Matthew Anderson, what you been working on?
Yesterday was forum catch-up and a couple community social initiatives, a couple of AGC mentions. Today is going to be chatting with Marcus here.
All right, you guys have a good time today. We'll hear from Marcus shortly. Reese, tell us what's going on in QA.
QAGL A-Pass sanity testing. It was going well until we lost access to internet. Right when we needed to start doing things like multiplayer testing. So hopefully once we get that back up, we can do a final test on it. Yesterday was regression and getting Eric set up on regression. More of that today. We have quite the queue, not blocked.
Yeah, and you got more from me at the end of the day on offers, so it'll be time to make another offers pass today.
Awesome.
And that sheet that you did last time will be very useful for it. Thank you for that. Eric Bollinger, what you been working on, what you going to be working on? Hold on.
Can I jump in on the offers thing? I would also use that as an opportunity to do regression on those items.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of those items that we haven't done regression on.
Yeah.
Here with us, everybody.
Markee, what are you doing?
Thanks for visiting.
Yeah, so my so far this morning, I did a great interview with Richard, a little tour of the studio, and I'm hanging out with all of you guys today. So, and thank you for being so open and sharing with everybody. So, backers have no clue how open you guys are and what all you do. So maybe I can share a little bit of that today, and I'll probably say hello to all of you today.
Excellent. Please do share your stories, man. It's been good working with you, and we've been all in the same community for 20 plus years or something.
Damn, we're old.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Feeling old. Speaking of being in the industry.
Oh.
I didn't forget Fletcher. He wasn't here.
Hi.
Hi, Fletch.
Hi.
Fletcher, what you been working on? What you been working on?
Talks for the last couple days for game conference type stuff. Still doing playthroughs of plot. I'll be leaving you guys this afternoon to go to New York for a wedding, but then I'll be back on Sunday, so I'll be with you next week.
That is good news. Have a great weekend. Scott Jones, what you been working on?
I got all 64 assets for the 4 new types of fans put in there and up in force, so now I can work on them as if they're bugs. And those are almost done. They just need to be hooked up as prefabs. Well, actually, they're hooked up as prefabs. They just need to be fixed with their little assets.
Okay.
And then those can be ready. I don't know who I should be passing those on to, but assuming that they're going to be sold items, they need to go.
We definitely should talk about it early today, right after the stand-ups.
Good
We'll
deal.
figure out forward momentum. Thanks for getting them in.
Yeah,
and staying late.
Yeah, it's okay. No blockers. And then after those are done, I can work on some map bug fixes and some hopefully touch the orrery.
Okay. Thank you, Chris Spears. What you
Grab it.
So a fan saw that they were getting some donuts and decided to get them some.
The corkscrew.
Donut right there.
Corkscrew.
That
Voodoo
one?
doll?
Is that it?
That's a corkscrew, I think.
Yeah, that looks like
Are
a
you
corkscrew.
sure? It looks also like a...
No, that one.
Yeah, no, that one,
Half of it, though.
there is, okay, so Voodoo Donuts is from Portland, where I grew up, and they have the giant cock and balls, and they have all kinds of other way politically incorrect stuff.
And the
No,
Texas
there's another one.
There's a Texas
Yeah.
donut. That's the giant, just a giant.
Yeah,
There's like a
man,
bubble
look at this.
All right, we're a little casual today. Everybody can keep milling, no big deal, but let's kick it off so that we don't spend too long.
So I've heard rumors that somebody has a better monitor set up than I do. And look at this. He's got, like, if you get those rotating around you fast enough, you might levitate. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay. So, what is this? I think you just messed up all of my gameplay. Because he's talking about adding this focus thing to help you recover faster, and then at the same time, he said I needed food. What?
So focus regen is being turned way down,
Yeah.
both in and out of combat. And then actually it's being turned to what it is when you're like level 5, when you start the game. But the problem is it doesn't scale up as you level, so it takes longer and longer to get focus back. But you can get back to the same level of focus regen by eating the proper foods.
So,
But you can choose
well,
to-
actually, that's not so bad. So now food actually has a use.
So food is actually a
Yeah.
purpose for it, and there's actually a reason to go craft food and keep food around.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not doing that, if you're not eating food, and also food and consumables will be usable directly out of your inventory, so you don't have to like drag them to the bar and then use
Oh,
them.
you can just like
You
right
just
click them on.
right-click on 'em,
Oh,
eat
perfect.
food out of your
So many
inventory.
people were suggesting that because it just like made sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just adding.
And what's this? What's this new skill?
So I'm adding in reactive skills. It's not quite in this new version. I just checked it in a few minutes ago. It will, when you land a critical hit with a spell, if you use this skill immediately after that, it's etheric inspiration, maybe? I forget the exact name. Etheric feedback. But if you use this skill immediately after the critical hit, you'll get a bunch of focus back, and it actually increases the size of your focus pool for a while.
Cool. Now, next question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have a drill on your desk?
Because I'm, in addition to being the CTO, I'm also the IT guy, and I end up going around doing a lot of IT junk.
But don't you know that that is way too much torque for a computer?
Yeah.
Oh my.
And our favorite pastime in here when we need a real challenge, when games aren't enough, is I'll drop a tiny screw and we'll all crawl around on the floor trying to find it, which I've done several times this week. And it looks like Themo Lock is about to kill me.
I'm not interested in that drop screw game. I just found out some super secret information, and it's actually the same shit I've been telling you guys. That Kodos are severely undervalued.
So I think most people know that you can pay for lot deeds, the rent on lot deeds with Kodos, and that
Right.
value is you get about 3,500 gold, I think is what it is,
Mhm.
for each Kodo you spend. So right now the fact that they're selling for 1,000, they will absolutely go up to 3,000 to 4,000 within
Yeah,
just
why would they go to 4,000 if they're worth 3,500?
because they have other value as well, and as they get pulled out of the economy, they won't go past 3,500 or past 3,000 or so, until there's actually a shortage. But they actually have other values other than that, like respecs, changing the character looks, the obsidian potions, or some people who are
Right.
kind of getting used to just they're not, power type things, but they're really convenience type things. And there's some people getting used to those. So those guys are now going to have to compete with the guys using them for the lot deeds. So this, of course, is not written in stone. I'm not going to go flip a switch that says this is going to happen. This is, as the game economist, this is what I've predicted and have said all along.
So yeah, so I've been buying. I don't know how many Kodos I have right now, but it's as many as I could afford. I've been buying them at like 1,000 a pop, and
At 1,000
then-
pop, they're a steal.
yeah, because I'm going to be able to sell them later for at least 3,000. Or if we do, now I'm entering the lottery, which closes here next week, and then there's selection happening, and if we get lucky enough that we get a deed for our guild that's like bigger, I'm going to be using those Kodos to pay the tax.
Yeah, and if you can go out and pay, like if you've got 10,000 or 20,000 gold in game, and you can go buy 20 Kodos, that's enough to pay the rent like on a row house for half the year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. And again, I think people just don't understand, and there's so many of them floating around right now until there's actually a shortage. I don't think people are going to be paying that much attention to them, and people will be. They want gold in game because they know they want gold, and they can do stuff with gold right now. So they'll be selling Kodos for 1,000 gold. But again, I believe that will all tighten up, and the market will move up to maybe 3,000 in the next week to 2 weeks, and then it'll move up beyond 3,000 or 3,500. You
Buy
heard
them
it here.
right now. Yep, and I'll see you in game. Okay, so I'm hanging out here with Dallas back here. He's building chimneys.
Yeah,
Yes.
fireplaces.
Oh, and fireplaces. Yes.
Chimney packages for the
Yes.
add-on store.
And we got Star here. Now, Star's working on something, but I had this really strong desire to ask him, what time is it?
Oh, you did? Well,
Look at this crazy thing.
Let me check what time it is. Here, let me turn on the vacuum tubes.
This is awesome.
Yeah, so it is, let's see, the power lasted enough to tell me that it is almost 4:20. So,
Okay,
and that is,
okay.
and if I had to make it looks like it is running fast a little bit, because it's actually only about 4:15. So let me
Oh, out of a
get out the
secret pocket, you've got a
changing
key.
and connect that to the mechanism. It's a little tricky, and we're gonna turn the time back a little bit. Oh, it's being a little finicky. There we go. Okay, and then we'll insert that back in.
That
There we
is
go.
just like, now, you don't want to get into a fight with that watch.
No, you don't.
And those little vacuum tubes, that is like so that's like 1976 and prior is
Yes,
when
but-
vacuum tubes were actually
right.
used.
Yes. That's
So is that a
correct.
really old watch?
No,
Probably
it's not. It's it's a Think Geek special.
Oh, okay.
I'm a very big fan of Think Geek.
Yeah.
And I'm also a huge watch collector. So
Yeah, nobody knew that.
Nobody knew that.
Yeah, we're exposing it now. Did you guys know that?
No one knew that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, not of expensive watches, really interesting watches. That's
Yeah,
my collection.
yeah.
So, and when Think Geek put this one up, and our game has a lot of steampunk in it. I
Yeah.
like steampunk,
So how does it charge up? Because those lit up and everything, and I know vacuum tubes take a lot of power.
So it's actually got. This thing has 4 batteries in it. There's one battery. There's one battery that's just for the watch itself,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's 3 batteries. 3 of the biggest lithium-ion batteries they make that are normally for pacemakers, I think, or hearing aids, and those are the ones that power these things.
And do you
And that's
recharge
what-
it, or you have to? Just
No, you have
replace
to.
them?
They only that's why this only comes on for a very, very short time, and then it turns itself off. Because
Oh.
and they only last. That'll only do it for a few times before I have to go buy a bunch of new batteries for it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an expensive watch
Yeah.
for maintenance.
Yeah, so it doesn't get worn that often. But
Yeah.
I wore it because I knew you were coming today. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So my day here has been great at Portalarium. Just had a blast. So much good business done. So much learning about the game and everything. Pretty awesome. And now Shooter Jennings is in town. You know, he did some music with the game and stuff. And anyway, and he plays too. Got invited to go to his concert tonight, so gonna start making our way there. Okay, we're going out to dinner. This is Matt.
Hi.
Part of the Shroud of the Avatar team. And we're going to a place that he says it really has really sucky food. He says it's awful, nobody will be here. And you see the parking lot behind here? Do you want
They
to?
all agree that it sucks, apparently.
Do you want to know what this parking lot is called? I'm gonna tell you. That's right. It's the More parking lot. So yeah, it's got to be good. Oh man, it's nuts. Okay, we're out. Shooter Jennings tonight. everybody. I got Shooter Jennings here. We just watched you play tonight. Awesome job. Really enjoyed the music.
Man, there's no light here. They can see us?
It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Hi,
yeah.
man. How y'all doing?
And so, a fellow Ultima player.
Yeah.
They come in all kinds, man.
Man, all the Ultimas and Ultima Online. I wasn't as like, when I got into Ultima Online, it was funny because I had a friend in high school, and the two of us would play it, and he opened a store, and he would just have the store all the time, and I was like, man, what have you been doing, questing or anything? He's like, no, I got my store, and I'm like selling armor and making armor, and I was like, that was the first time I realized that you could live this other life in video games. You know? But I mean, that guy, me, played Ultima 9. Richard always like cringes when I talk about Ultima 9, which to me is one of my favorites of all time. When we played it, the minute I moved to LA, I would play and we would beat it and then restart and poison the bread and try to get to Lord British and kill him and do all the things, you know. So I'm a big old school Ultima fan. It was really, I think, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Where I went through beat them multiple times. You know?
Wow.
So
even more so than me.
Anyway, those were the greatest, and they still are. But I mean, but Shroud is the greatest MMO there is, I think. So.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yes.
So,
excellent.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks for coming to the show, man.
Yeah. Home, or well, at least the place I'm staying at last. So that was pretty cool. Hanging out with Shooter Jennings for a bit there, and so I really didn't expect that. We watched his concert and stuff, and I really didn't expect anything else was going to happen from that. But yeah, it was cool that we ended up hanging out with him after the show. So, little piece of trivia for you. So, Shooter Jennings, next time you die in Shroud of the Avatar, pay attention to the death music. He wrote it. So, anyway, spectacular day hanging out with everybody at Portalarium, and yeah, the whole group, great bunch of guys and gals, and really enjoyed it. And the voodoo donuts were fantastic. Yeah. That was kind of like a little taste of home. The voodoo donuts, we had those in Oregon, Portland. It's where that originates from. I didn't know that they had another branch down here, but I'm positive they're the same thing. Same pink box, same kind of weird donuts and all of that. So anyway, yeah, that's it for tonight. Tomorrow, I get to sleep in and then fly home. So that's it for the Markee Dragon in real life stuff for this moment, but next time there'll be more.